Success and failure, what is the difference? What is the difference between success and failure? Lots of people may think there is a word of difference between the two, but the reality is what they are much closer than you think. That because in order to success big, you need to risk falling big, and often you need to fight over and over again if you want to get the success you really deserve. Just think about some of the world's most successful people. J.K. Rowling, one of the most successful writers and creator of the Harry Potter series, considered suicide in her early 20s. Walt Disney, one of the world's most creative and unique talents, saw his first big project, Loud or Grand Studio, go bankrupt in 1923, long before his launching his media and entertainment empire. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was told by Jimmy Denny, manager of the Grand Ole Opry, often one potential his career changed his key. You ain't going nowhere, son. You all to go back driving a truck. So what does this tell us about Susan and Fire? If you would think, it's not whether you fall down, it's whether you get back up. Elvis, Walt Disney, J.K. Rowling, and countless other successful people have failed over and over again. What's the difference with them and people who fail once and give it up? To name a few fame, fortune, and living a life through their passion. Failure is just a life where you, if you give in a feedback. I once heard someone says the value is just from a feedback, nothing more, nothing less. The word rock and my word, I realized when I heard them that if you can tear life as a big experience with the goals to learn as much as possible as fast you can, so you can get your successful formula faster, you'll be better and that you will have been hard you take the safe road. It's always darkest just before dawn. If you been noted down in life before, then you know that man biggest successful come not from avoid catastrophe, but instead by facing obstacles head on, falling down every now and again, get back up and dusting himself us to continue the fight. Learn from your mistake. He'll use the word mistake literally hurt. After all, if you learn something from a mistake, then that's not really a mistake. Instead, it's value feedback. The important thing to do is take the feedback as a learning opportunity so you can move yourself and closer to your success every day. Continue after pays off. You remember the history about the tortoise and the hare, right? Some people call the tortoise stubborn, slow and never boring. But guess what? With each sleeper slow and methodical step, he thought he got closer to his goal. Meanwhile, the rabbit was taking a nap, losing the proverbial fight to persistent tortoise. So what does all of this mean? As you work toward achieve any of your goals, whether it's to get a health there and lose some weight fat, or start a new business, or become a better parent, no, the failure is inevitable. As a matter of fact, it's the either you show relationships because those moments of failure you have the choice to either continue on your current path, giving up, or change course, plot ahead. And that decision, time and time again, is what builds character, is what separates the weak from the strong, and it's what can get your every you want in your life. The difference between success and failure isn't that a big. It really starts with a simple decision. After your next misstep, this question is, what will you decide about me? Yes, I think fire is positive thing because you are learning wise on how not to do those things intended to be. With fire, you are also able to correct others because you know how things can fail, making them avoid fail. present in humanity, since the first one stepped online. Humans are also conscious about the possible outcomes of that risk, you they still take it. It is in our human nature, and all nature is general think a risk. The majority of the time is survival, which you can be for food, protecting of spring. Fire can be rewarded with experience. All through your fathers, the results can teach you how not to do in the next time you are exposed to the same situation. Fear can only deal with dopamine, which is natural synthesis in your brain. Adrenaline is the best fear controller because you are not feeling the same but better like unstoppable.